I'll be upset with him, and he would never headshot me because he's a really good husband. But I headshot him, I kill shot him.
Dead.
Kill shot him. When I get that kill shot, I feel really good. I feel like the tension is erased.
So basically you've killed me virtually and shot me in my head.
Yes, but it doesn't
and
count.
And it alleviates the pressure
Yes.
inside our marriage.
Yes.
I think you've got issues.
I think that's really healthy.
Assalamu alaikum guys, what's going on? My name's Sufyan.
My name's Amara.
We are the Exes and welcome back to our channel.
Salaam everybody. Hey. I feel a bit nervous in this scarf because it's a new colour for me. I don't wear colours like this.
That's good.
I started wearing hijab at about like 21ish. I remember thinking it's kind of cool because you know when you wear different colour scarves, it's like you're changing your hair colour. It's kind of like a really wild lifestyle where you got different colour hair all the time. So today it's like I got pink hair. It's kind of cool.
I thought about dyeing my hair, you know, like the blonde. I don't know. I'm colourblind, guys. Yeah.
No, listen. He's actually diagnosably colourblind. Like he's actually.
Why are you pushing it like diagnosably?
No. I mean like.
Correct term is actually colour deficient. Yeah, it means that I'm deficient in a few colours.
I thought you got no colour in your skin. Colour deficient isn't a real term.
I'm colour deficient.
Wallah,
Unless my mum said that to make me feel good. Is that the way you comforted me?
I think that sounds worse. You're colour deficient, son. Son, you're just colour deficient.
When your mum says a big word, that's not blind when you live.
That's true.
It's kind of comforting to me, do you know what I mean?
So basically, as amazing as marriage has been, alhamdulillah, and it's been really amazing so far. We've not been married for that long, just under a couple of years. But
Feels like 30.
I think I found it very hard to adjust to married life. And there's reasons for that. I came from a girls only house, so I grew up with like my mum and my sisters. My dad was working away a lot. My cousins and my family members all lived in Scotland, so we were like a nuclear family and I was just around girls. Went to a girls high school. So I didn't really know much about guys. I was so excited to get married, especially after I met Sufyan. I was like, I can't wait to be with you every single day. I'm so excited. When I was actually living with Sufyan, and Sufyan's like amazing, mashallah, like you're very low maintenance, the easiest person to live with.
A simple man.
I found it an adjustment. In some ways, marriage wasn't what I expected. And I used to read all the articles before I got married, what to expect. And I'd ask everybody, what about this? What about this? What about this? And all the advice I got didn't really prepare me.
You said you read all the articles and I remember speaking to Amara on the phone. I've had some time to think and collect myself and figure out who I am and what I like and what I don't like. And Mara was like, don't you know about the 5 things?
Oh,
don't you know about if something's going wrong? Number 1, you have to check, are your priorities in check? Number 2 is love, it's anger. Number 3, make sure that you're listening to everything there's
And I
like,
really believed in it.
I was like, what? The 5 things from what? That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says. What?
It was 5 love languages. One of my marriage questions was, what love language are you?
Give me an example, look, I can't remember.
Acts of service.
Okay, So like one of them, maybe I like affection, but maybe somebody else likes words, or maybe somebody else likes somebody to go and buy something and give them something.
Yeah.
What is your language of love? And I was like, what?
Oh my goodness! It's so exciting! It's literally so overwhelming. I've never had a box of joy like this in my life. Do it. Anyway, try this popcorn. I'm gonna really wish that I saved it. That's why I've got 4 more packs.
I didn't have enough experience to know these things, so
Yeah,
what I
there's
would do
nothing
is
wrong with
that for so many years I just read all the articles on relationships, all the articles on everything, and think that's how I'm going to prepare myself for marriage. I'm going to read Cosmopolitan, top 10 things to do this. They were so generic, and I think I've got a few points that might be a bit different, and maybe nobody will be able to relate, but maybe some people will be like, that's kind of helpful. And I hope my little sisters are going to watch this, and I hope their friends watch it, inshallah, and I hope they benefit at least. So the first thing I would have told myself, I went into marriage kind of, with a single mindset because I was single. Because I'd seen so much divorce around me, I looked for red flags everywhere. Anytime that I was considering somebody for marriage or getting to know somebody, I would just think about red flag, what are the red flags? What could I see potentially going wrong here? Which isn't a bad thing in moderation, but I think I thought about that. Me and Sufyan already went through all of our checks. We already discussed as much as you can basically before marriage.
Yeah.
You vetted me, I vetted you. But after marriage, I still kept pulling up red flags that didn't even make sense. I had a lot of anxiety at that time. And the anxiety was because I'd just gone through a big change of being from a house of girls to suddenly being in a quiet house with one guy. Although it's not a quiet house with you.
Oh no, I have to press the button before it's too late. Put my legs. How? Oh, it's happening.
Oh, that's so scary! So I wish I could go back and tell myself, you've married him, you've vetted him. Unless there is strong evidence that he's doing something wrong or he's saying something wrong, don't indulge the thoughts of, is he doing this? Is he doing that? Is he thinking this? Is he thinking that? I remember thinking that a lot. What comforted me, what stopped me feeling like this, way later, like 6, 7, 8 months later, I was listening to a talk and I heard that in Islam, there's barakah, which means blessing, in choosing to believe the best of your spouse. Choose to think the better thing of your spouse, and one, it will probably be true because you've chosen that person to be your spouse. You've already gone through the checks of everything. And second of all, take comfort in the fact that Allah is your protector and he gives you blessing and goodness in doing that. Disclaimer, obviously, unless the person's actually doing something wrong, you've got strong evidence.
So basically you're saying like give the benefit of the doubt to your partner.
Yeah, give the benefit of the doubt.
My mum's given an example of this before.
Yeah.
She said if someone came to her and said, hey, my dad's called Bilal. I saw Bilal with a woman today. I saw him out eating with a woman. The first thing that my mum would assume, no he's not, that wasn't Bilal. No, it was really him. The second thing she'd assume is, okay, well, there's a reason that he's there.
Maybe he was doing something to help.
The thing that she wouldn't assume, oh, you dirty little crooked man, he's cheating on me. So she'd give him the benefit of the doubt again and again. Now, if it turned out that he was cheating, then cool, he's cheating. You can take it and approach it from there. But the instinctive thing that when you hear something or when you think something, the thought in your head, it shouldn't be, okay, well, let me just jump on it straight away.
There's just too many times in life where that would happen.
You did that to me a lot.
I did.
You did it to me a lot.
I did. Don't feel stupid for giving your husband the benefit of the doubt, and I wish I knew that. You know, I just met him, I just married him, I was like, why should I trust him? Why should I believe him? Because you married him. Just don't give in to every anxious thought. I wish that I had just chilled a bit. And now I do.
That'd have been nice. Now she does.
Sometimes, most of the time. Another thing was, obviously I was getting married and there were certain things I didn't know about. So I used to read articles for like all my information and all my tips, and I was just like, whoa, this is a big world, there's so many things to learn, this is overwhelming, do this, do that, there's so much. I really thought that was going to teach me how to, you know, be a good wife to you. But what I learned was, the way to be a good wife to you was to actually like observe you and see what stresses you out the most.
Listen to me.
Yeah, listen.
Listen to me.
I'm so good at that.
Not as in listen to me in an obedient way.
Yeah, no, listen to what you say helps you.
So a lot of the time Amara would be like, men don't like things like that, men do this and men do that. Who are the men?
Cosmopolitan, Women's Magazine.
A bunch of guys may do that. That is not me. I don't care about those things. I don't operate like that.
Yeah, and I used to say, yes, you do care about those things.
Yes,
and it's because I've read so many articles saying, guys care about this. If you don't have this, if you don't have that.
We just got married and she's telling me that I care about. I'm like, you bro, you don't know me. How are you telling me that I care about? I don't care about that. I've never cared about that. Yeah, I don't know, just like makeup and something like that. I don't care about makeup. Yeah, I'm not really a makeup kind of guy. And people put a bit of makeup on to make themselves feel better. Yeah, when everyone just looks the same as each other, that's not for me. I would rather see someone first thing in the morning than going out for dinner. I don't care about all of these nonsense things. Yeah, but I'm honest saying you do care about that.
Nothing is better for your confidence as a girl than getting married. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll look wrecked. Sophia, I'm like, oh, you look hot, and I'm like, do it. I'll take that. Amara, what did you do? You look so hot. Nothing.
Yeah, I got that from our magazine.
Hey!
Top tips for men.
I never thought about it before marriage. It's so important to whoever you marry. Find out what goals they have for themselves and help them with it. So make sure you know what your partner's goals are, discuss them with them, and then even after marriage, make sure that you're like a cheerleader for it. Make sure that when your partner's less like motivated, because everybody goes through slumps of motivation, make sure you're the one that's like, come on, remember you want this.
That was really important for me anyway. Some people want different things, an easy life, they want a simple life, a certain career. Some people's dream is to buy their mum a house, to buy their dad a house, yeah. The reason it's important is because I know a lot of men. Sometimes you can just sense unhappiness in somebody. You can sense stress. So many times people told me and Amara, when you get married, the first thing you need to do, is you need to get a mortgage and get a house.
Save for a deposit.
Get the job, and you stay in the job. You just start working. You work really, really hard. If you can put in some overtime, put in overtime. Save. And every single one of these people that said the same thing at a different time in their conversations with us, you know what, if I could go back, I would have done this, I would have done that. Basically, I've just seen a lot of people advising other people and advising us, to do the same thing they did when they aren't happy with the situation that they are in.
It comes from fear though, because a lot of people get through life in the same way and they think that's a safe way to do that. If you fall out of that, you're risking. There's
nothing wrong with prioritising your marriage, prioritising your children.
Yeah, you should do those things.
But you should also find a way to realise your ambition and realise your potential. I know so many married women, one wanted to be an actor, one wanted to be a doctor. Person just wants to study and just go into this area, and they can't, and they feel trapped here, and they're not happy Because regardless of how much you love your kid and how much you love your husband, sometimes there's just a little something in your chest and a little thing tapping out your head. I'm a human. I was put here for a purpose as well. And
I have talent in me.
I have talent in me. When there are missed opportunities, people can become bitter, and it's hard to get rid of that bitterness because then the shaitan and things plays on it, and it's like, oh well, you're paying this bill now. Look at you, another day in work. It's a pension, but how much could you be making?
Where's the scaring me?
Sorry.
Come on, jump! 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 Just jump!
You're enjoying it too much. Just look at me.
Jump! 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 Just jump! Yeah!
Oh yeah, I did it effortlessly, guys.
I wish I reminded myself, when you're feeling stush or say you disagree about something, don't be too stush to pray with him. You know when you first get married and you have like tips about this, tips about that, I'd be like, oh, I'm praying by myself. I remember once I just forced myself to kind of pray with you. I was looking for a chance to like, you know, be like kind of close by you because I knew that I'd been in the wrong.
You were in the wrong. You liar. You're lying. You didn't put the cameras. She was
I'm lying, I'm fibbing. You were like, it's prayer time. And then I'd be like, okay. And then you'd be like, do you want to pray together? And normally I'd be like, no. And this time I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pray with you. When you pray together, even if you're not getting on, you're humbling yourself in front of God, first of all. You're remembering the significance of everything and the insignificance of some things. Like, every time I pray, I'm really grateful for my marriage. It's one of the things that I'm like, thank you, Allah, for the blessing of like this marriage and stuff. And it's not that you finish praying and everything's fine. I don't mean that. But when I finish praying, I'm at a better mindset to talk to you about the thing. The first time I saw Sufyan pray, I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. There's something so attractive about a man praying. There's no pride. I am submitting myself to Allah. I am bowing down to the Creator. It's so attractive, like your husband praying. It's just really nice.
Kind of a weird fetish you got there.
It's not a fetish.
You need to stay outside of the mosque.
Oh, and your recitation, mashallah. I remember the first time I heard him reciting in his mum's house, and I remember thinking, oh my God, Amara, remember this. If you're ever upset with him, make him recite to you, or just like pray with him because you'll feel better.
It's not that, it's just the Quran is beautiful.
Yeah, I like
and Quran, alhamdulillah that you like my voice.
موازين وهو في عيشة راضية أما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية.
The next thing applies more to if you're more emotional like me. Things hit me hard, so if stuff's like going on in my life, little like negative things, it'll make me feel pretty sad. If I'm listening to a particular song, Sufyan knows I'm in a particular place, I really link my sounds to my emotions.
There is that thing, but Amara's also got this thing. If she watches a show and the girl is in some like bad situation and oh, he looked at that girl, now he's cheating him and look at them flirting, she'll come into the room with me and sit down in front of me like, I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're just all the same.
It just shows me what people are capable of sometimes. I'm like, wow,
listen,
you could do that.
Every single person is capable of every single thing.
If this situation, I disagree. I disagree.
Of course they are.
You couldn't make me snort drugs. How are you going to make me snort drugs?
Okay, so if...
Hold a gun to my sister's head.
Maybe you have to torture someone for a very long time, psychologically and emotionally abuse them for a long time to get them to transfer from this happy person who would never do a thing to being this corrupt. You see it happen.
Your example is so intense. Like... The other day my sister was saying how like she got in an Uber and she had a really like negative interaction with the driver. She didn't act the way she wished she could have acted in her head. And Sufyan's reassuring message back was, I understand. One time I had a gun to my head.
It wasn't to my head. I thought that was a good example.
Yeah, but it was just so like, whoa. She was literally like, my Uber driver made me really upset and I wish I could have acted in the way. And Sufyan's like, listen, don't worry. I've had that too. One time I had a gun put to me and I didn't respond the way I wanted. But the next time I did.
That's not a good example. I said that one time somebody pulled a gun on me and in my head I was going to go and take it off him. Yeah?
What's the neck?
Did you used to watch martial law?
Cool. That's the gun being pulled through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to take it off him and just beat him up and be like, get out of here. But when it happened, my hands were shaking. I didn't be like, I didn't cry, but I didn't like the way that I reacted to the situation. At the time, I was young. I didn't respond the way I thought to that situation. Next time situation, I'm going to try and be better.
Bad Uber ride, gun to your head. Which one?
I thought it was a good example.
Yeah, it was great.
She'll watch the show and she'll come in and she'll be like, My box is in bed, either playing PlayStation, watching some anime. I'm just relaxing, yeah? Gets in bed, turns her back to me. What's wrong with you? Oh, you're just all the same. This lasts for 3 days, bro.
Lies.
La hawla wa la quwwata
Lies.
illa billah. Lasts for days. Oh, that lasts for days.
Him on that show, he did that. You just all
No,
the
it's
same.
not. I go into a thought hole of like, oh, that's what people are capable of. I get shocked
Yeah, but at the
easily,
same
bro.
time,
And I've got an
it's-
imagination, so I think that could happen.
I always said to Mara off the back of this, judge me according to my behaviours. If I give you no reason to doubt me, yeah, or no reason to suggest that I would do those things, and don't judge me according to somebody else's standards. Judge me according to my standards. Allah's the only judge, but do you get what I mean? Treat me according to the way that I've acted. Not just some guy from a film who's just an actor. It's a program. It's a rubbish program as well. It was Girlfriends.
I was trying to remember.
Don't watch
the name.
Girlfriends.
You're really cute.
I don't want my heart rate to settle. I keep moving. No, I don't want this.
Around me, you're next to me, your heart rate won't settle. I'm right here. I'm right here. Should I say words of love to you to keep your heart rate up? I love you. You can do this.
That's why I got enough handles.
Basically, this one is play together. That sounds strange. When we first got married, I was really like Miss Prissy. I wanted to just come across so like neat and like clean and perfect to you.
I was going to say, because we do play together.
It took me months to do that. Like if it was like, do you want to kick some football with me? I was thinking, I'm going to be sweating gross. We're not going to be home for hours. And I was thinking, no, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do any of those things at first. And I had less fun in those times. Our relationship was very marriage. I started playing PlayStation with Sufyan, playing football with Sufyan, like we play football together. We go to gym together, like we lift heavy things together. Doing physical play things is just so good, and I wish that I never delayed that getting married. I wish I never cared about being sweaty and gross. I know you don't care now. I even remember the first time I kicked football with Sufyan, he was just like, oh, that's really hot, and I was like, okay,
She can play football, you know.
thanks. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna insert a picture of my first football injury, and it was tended to by the medic Sufyan. I'm a striker. I can actually feel it on my leg. Got my first injury, guys. I'm really excited. It just opened up a whole nother area of our relationship. I never saw that growing up. I never saw couples playing together, and maybe it was because they had kids and they had other responsibilities. It's such an important part of my marriage now, alhamdulillah. And I've even had times where like I'll be upset with him and he'll be like, do you want to play like some Call of Duty with me? And I'll be like, yeah. And he would never headshot me because he's a really good husband. But I headshot him and kill shot him.
Dead.
Kill shot him. When I get that kill shot, I feel really good. I feel like the tension is erased.
So basically, you killed me virtually and shot me in my head.
Yes, but it doesn't
And it
count.
alleviates the pressure
Yes.
inside our marriage.
Yes,
I think you've got issues.
I think that's really healthy.
Oh! Who wins? Who got smashed? Who wins?
Another thing, it's more like something I think about a lot. Make sure this is important. Make sure this is important. To keep my sweetness and to keep my manners with Sufyan. It's easy to get in the routine of being around somebody so much that you're so familiar that you're not polite with each other, or that you just praise the good stuff a bit less. I've tried to be very mindful. Speak sweetly, speak gently to Sufyan. Don't stop saying please, don't stop saying thank you, don't stop appreciating the little things he does for me. That sounds really cliche. I worked in a school basically. I saw people like not very happy in their relationships or their marriages, whatever it was, then coming to work and being very like overly friendly with like other people. Their face would light up at like basic interaction from the opposite sex. And I thought, whoa, and you can tell that person's not getting that kind of interaction at home. I just thought that's so sad, and I just never want to feel like I'm not giving my husband positivity and love. It'd just be so sad if he like goes to the petrol station or something and that's the nicest interaction he's had all day.
Okay, a lot of time in relationships, there's like a power play at hand.
Yeah.
This is something I spoke to Amara about, and before we got married, it was something that I really didn't want to be existent in our relationship. Me and Amara entered the situation. This is Amara, this is me. I entered the situation like this. Something happens and I make a mistake. I do something to upset Amara. Amara's thinking he's made a mistake, he's down there now. What he has to do to me to make up this mistake is climb and make it up. So let's say I climb and make it up the first time. Like, Amara, don't you understand? I'm sorry. It wasn't meant to be like that. I'll buy you flowers.
Buy me pizza.
I go down here, and then Amara sits here and she expects me to climb up. Only at this point when we're here, she'll forgive me. During that time, this is Amara turning her back to me. She's speaking to me rudely, but I messed up, so I have to take it.
That's not what happens.
This is not happening. This is an example, yeah. People, we're creatures of habit. We're like computers. We get used to situations. If we did it that one time, we'll probably do it again, and we'll do it again. Now we're like 30 arguments down the line, 100 arguments down the line. By this time now, I'm down here, and no matter when Amara thinks that there's a problem, she knows, oh well, he's gonna start making it up to me now, so I'm just gonna push him down there. I'm just gonna wait. Why don't you do things properly? There's a dynamic now that whenever something goes wrong, I have to work so hard to climb to get here. Maybe one day I don't feel like it. Maybe I don't feel like putting in the work to climb. Maybe I'm getting a bit sick of it. I'm just not going to do anything, yeah? So Amara's been a bit hostile to me because we're used to this thing, this power play. Or maybe on the flip side, yeah, Amara's down here and I say, oh, well, you better make it up to me. Maybe she wants to make it up to me. Maybe she doesn't. And someone gets used to that same thing. Let's say we're in that period now where you're cold to me and I go to work and you're being harsh to me, then someone just speaks to me normally. How sad is it that someone speaking to me normally can feel like
that you can breathe.
And that doesn't mean that, oh, look, he's going to get with her. She's going to get with him now. It's just really sad. Yeah,
That's
how
really
sad is it? How sad is it that somebody communicating with you,
just talking normal,
just talking to you on a normal level can feel so like
refreshing and positive.
When your role as the person's husband, your role as the person's wife is to give that person peace and you're giving them no peace. So it's something that me and Amara discussed in this power play dynamic. I don't want it. When there's an issue here, we talk about it. We iron it out and we press reset.
I think my reset times got better and better.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're down to 4 days. 5.
Look happy. Look in love. We're like nearly 2 years into marriage. Maybe we'll look back in a year and be like, you didn't know anything. But this is us right now. Maybe you've benefited, maybe you've heard them all before, I don't know. Maybe you think those are weird things to think about. I hope it's been useful to somebody. If not, then I'm just going to send this video to my sisters and be like, listen, this is point 1, point 2. But if you've got anything that's different or anything that you think would have been beneficial to you when you were younger, I'd love to hear it. And be interesting to read what other people think as well.
So that's it for today.
That's it for today.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Inshallah, we'll have another video coming for you next weekend. Thank you for watching. My name's Sufyan.
My name's Amara.
And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Salaam.
I love my women. Hey, baby.
Hey,
What are you doing?
struggling.